Shadows in the shadows, behind the scenes, searching for the truth that lies between the screens. Broken hearts, lost stories, rivers and light. Every twisted turn falls in dim midnight lights.
Hello folks, MJ here, and welcome back to MJ on Crime. All right folks, picture this. You're living with a question that never gets answered. Day in, day out, you're waiting for a knock on the door, a phone call, anything that might finally tell you what happened to your that's the reality for a lot of families out there, stuck in a limbo, some for years and years because of cold cases. I've seen it up close. Families want closure, some kind of peace, even if it means their loved one is gone from their lives forever. But sometimes the evidence just isn't there, or it gets buried under a mountain of paperwork, no leads, no witnesses, and the case goes cold. It's frustrating. It's heartbreaking. And honestly, it's one of the toughest parts of an investigator's job. But now we've got something new in the mix, artificial intelligence. And I got to say, it's giving a lot of people hope where there wasn't much before. So how's this AI stuff work? I mean, it ain't like the movies where a robot solves the case in 5 minutes. What's happening is these machine learning algorithms, think of them like supercharged detectives, are sifting through mountains of data, oceans of data is more like it. We're talking police reports, witness statements, crime scene photos, even stuff from social media and public records. There are now AI platforms, for example, that pull all this together. Old files, new digital evidence, you name it, and look for patterns that a human might miss. The old connect the dots. I mean, have you ever tried reading through 30 million documents? The Dutch police did, but with AI, they can do it in a day instead of weeks. That's wild. And it's not just about speed. AI can spot connections, like a certain location popping up in different cases, or a witness name that keeps showing up. It's like having a fresh set of eyes, but those eyes never get tired. However, the significant part is that AI makes this data interactive. Investigators can engage in a conversation, essentially interviewing the data using the AI tool, and ask questions, receiving answers in return from the data. And it's not just paperwork. You now have tools that take all this info and lay it out visually so investigators can see how things connect. There are now even AI tools that get this, analyze old video interviews for signs of deception, facial expressions, body language, the whole 9 yards. I got to admit, you may be a little skeptical about reading people through a screen, but hey, if it helps crack a case, I'm all for it. Now, here's where it gets exciting. AI isn't just making things faster. It's reopening cases that everyone thought were dead in the water. Take the Golden State Killer case. Investigators used an AI tool named GEDmatch, a DNA database, and with the help of AI, built a family tree from a tiny amount of DNA left at the scene. Decades went by with nothing, and then bam, they got their guy. And that's the kind of thing that gives families hope again. And it's not just the big headline cases. Departments like the Warner Robins Police Department in Georgia or the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department, IMPD, in Indianapolis are using AI to review old files, digitize thousands of pages, and identify leads that were missed the first time around. It's like giving these cases a second chance. And honestly, that's something I wish I had in my career. But look, I got to be straight with you. AI ain't magic. It's only as good as the data you feed it. If the original files are a mess or if the information in the case is bad, garbage in, garbage out, then the AI can end up making the same mistakes as people. AI does not replace the skills of an experienced and talented investigator. Putting all your faith in AI, that's a real risk. I mean, you can't just throw a bunch of bad info into a computer and expect it to spit out gold, the truth. Sometimes just amplifies the problems that were already there. So yeah, AI is a powerful tool, but it's not a replacement for good old-fashioned detective work. I can't say this enough. You still need people who know how to ask the right questions, who can spot when something doesn't add up. I guess what I'm saying is you got to keep your eyes open even when the computer says it's got the answer. So where's all this heading? Well, AI is already changing the game in forensics. You've got facial recognition tech that can scan through millions of images and pick out a suspect in seconds. DNA analysis is getting faster and more accurate thanks to these algorithms. And now they're even building 3D reconstructions of crime scenes. Like, you can walk through the scene virtually and spot details you might have missed in person. It's kind of mind-blowing, honestly. But as much as the tech's moving fast, I think the heart of it stays the same. Finding the truth, giving victims' families answers, and making sure justice gets served. That's what it's all about. All right, that's it for today's episode. Stay tuned for another episode where we'll dig into another side of crime and technology. I'll maybe even talk about some of the cases that still keep me up at night. Until then, stay curious, stay safe, and remember, every crime has a story. My mission, tell it. Catch you next time.
Whispers in the shadows, behind the scenes, searching for the truth that lies between the screens. Broken hearts, lost stories, echoes in light. Every twisty turn unfolds in dim midnight lights. Darker journey where the secrets lie. Footsteps echo softly as we seek the light. Voices of the past call, whispers on the breeze, digging through the layers of every chain tease.